Ryan and Sasha were at the shopping mall and buying the things they needed. Soon Ryan's eyes fell on a pair of hoodies which attracted her, and she looked at it thinking about her cold husband Kim Taehyung. He was reserved, workaholic business tycoon who barely gave her time and had a cold personality. Being ambitious, he never thought about anything but his work. While Ryan was different, she wanted this arranged marriage to work out. But one-side efforts will never be enough to run a relationship. I don't think your cold husband would be happy seeing this. I know, but still I want to buy it. She grabbed the couple hoodies and paid the bill with other clothes she bought with hopes that one day he would return her efforts. After shopping and dinner, Ryan came back to the mansion, but she left surprised seeing Taehyung, who was coming day after tomorrow. Ryan? He immediately hugged her tightly that Ryan forgot how to breathe, and why not when for the first time in 3 months of the marriage he was too close to her. Where were you, and why is your phone switched off? She could sense he was hell worried for her, but his sudden change was not letting her react immediately. Not getting an answer, Taehyung scooted away and held her arms gently. I'm asking you something, Ryan. Do you have any idea how worried I was? Unlike other days, his voice was so soft, vulnerable, and finding answer in her surprised gaze. I was at the mall, Taehyung, and about my phone, I guess it ran out of the battery. Thank God you're okay. He whispered while again pulling her into his arms, and this time she wrapped her arms around him too hesitantly. She was still shocked the way he was holding her tightly as if she would disappear the next moment, unaware how bad that nightmare impacted him and his heart. He didn't want to lose her at any cost. Taehyung, you are suffocating me. He realized what he was doing and immediately stepped back. It was now hard for the couple to look into each other's eyes by the proximity they shared for the first time. You come back early. Yeah, my work was done. He lied while deep inside he was dying to see her safe, and now his heart was at ease, not caring he lost the deal. I should change now. He went upstairs while Ryan was looking at his fading figure with growing hopes, and blush crept on her face. I think this is the start. With a smile, she also headed to the bedroom and changed into the night dress in the walk-in closet. Coming out, she saw him laying on the bed already, and she joined him too. Good night. Placing a soft kiss on her forehead, he closed his eyes while poor Ryan just getting surprised by his sudden change. Did he ate something wrong or what? She turned her back to him and smiled, hiding her face into her palms, unaware her husband was noticing it with a smile. Women are so pure, our little efforts made them so happy, and I'm hoping to give her the best of me. The next morning, her eyes opened with a forehead kiss of Taehyung and saw him opening the luggage. She sat on the bed and Taehyung came to her holding a heavy envelope. For you. Ryan excitedly took it to open, and the next moment her smile turned big seeing Haunting Adeline book. She was looking for it, but it was always sold out. Oh my God, thank you so much, Taehyung. She immediately hugged him, but to her and his surprise, she kissed his cheek too out of happiness. Don't worry, it's not like that, I didn't like it. Scooting away, she looked into his intimidating eyes, then looked down. To lessen the tension, she grabbed the book and looked at it. So you like horror stories? Yeah, she chuckled as who was going to tell him what was written inside, and innocent Taehyung just nodded. Well, I have a gift for you too. She got the courage to give him the hoodie, and he liked it too genuinely that she smiled, but Taehyung caught the same hoodie inside the bag. Oh, so it's a couple hoodie. She felt embarrassed, thinking he would think about it as cringe, but he didn't react that way. We will wear it same day. How about we go on a movie night together? Sounds good to me. Okay, done. Showing his rare smile to her, he headed inside the washroom and Ryan sat on the bed holding her chest. It was finally the weekend, but due to heavy rain, the roads were blocking, so they decided to stay at home. In the past days, Taehyung's attitude towards Ryan changing in a beautiful way. Currently, Wine was sitting nearby the window and reading the book while Taehyung was checking some mails when he noticed a naughty smile on Wyan's face. Why this smile for a horror book? He raised his brows, then completing his work, he walked towards his wife and held the book, but Wine immediately took it from his hand. Taehyung, please don't disturb me. She was now finding the page, but a gasp escaped from her mouth when Taehyung's arms surrounded her waist, and from one hand he grabbed the book again. Taehyung, I didn't give you a book, so you can ignore me, wifey. He was just inches away from her. That word stuck inside her throat and rested her hand over his shoulder for the space. I'm here, so give me your attention. His fingers gently brushed her red cheeks and she was barely controlling her fast heartbeats while maintaining the eye contact. By the way, what's making you smile like that in the book? Nothing? She bit her lower lip to recall what she just read and looked everywhere but him. Are you sure it's a horror storybook? He was confirming as her actions were totally opposite, but the next moment Wine cupped his face a bit roughly, breaking the romantic moment. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? A cold, grumpy Taehyung went to New York, but now a soft, romantic Taehyung is written. Tell me where's my real husband is. Taehyung chuckled and holding her both hands, he rested on his lap. That old Taehyung is replaced with new version of Taehyung, and I'm sure you are loving this Taehyung. I am, but may I know the reason of sudden change? It's getting hard for me to digest. Suddenly Taehyung's face saddened and he brought her into his arm as a loner tear left from his eyes. You are the reason I changed, Wyan. I know I was distant toward you because of my work, but when I saw a bad nightmare about you, I realized how important you are to me. I was scared to lose you, and from that day, I decided to treat you the way you deserve as my wife. I'm sorry for being cold towards you, Wyan, but now I won't give you a chance to complain about it. She smiled while resting her head on his shoulder. I'm not going to leave you, Taehyung. I would never. They stayed like that for a good minute and later Taehyung took her in his arms to lay her on the bed. He also joined her, but now she was wrapped by his lovable arms and his fingers were massaging her scalp. It feels like a dream, but it's our beautiful reality and I'll be there to fulfill your dreams. Kissing her hair, he sang a song for her in his beautiful voice and she complimented him before dozing off. He smiled, then took the phone from the nightstand without disturbing her and ordered another haunting Adeline. He was curious what his wife loved and was going to get the biggest shock of his life. The days were passing, turning into weeks, then months, and each day of their life was leading them into a strong bond with some ups and downs. Taehyung was now aware of what his heart felt for his wife and ready to confess to her. Now Taehyung was arranging everything at the movie theater of his mansion as Wyan wanted to see a movie, but an evil smile was dancing on his lips. He took a horror movie to watch, aware about the fact his wife is scared the most, that he got the chance to tease her. After all, he already read that not-so-horror book. Which movie are we watching? She sat beside him excitedly while wearing the same hoodie, and Taehyung took her closer to him while covering themselves with a comforter. Why? We could watch something else. Come on, wifey, you like horror stories, so I got the best one. Wyan barely able to smile, and with turn off the light, she closed the distance even more. As time passed, she closed her eyes and hugged Taehyung tightly. Stop this shit. Taehyung immediately turned off the movie and looked at his wife with concern, who just got scared in 10 minutes. What's wrong? I'm scared of horror movies. But you can read. I can't even read. Then what about the book I gifted you? Her eyes widened and her heartbeats quickened as Taehyung pulled her on his lap. He raised his brows while pulling her closer and she placed her hand on his shoulder. But that book really haunted me, wifey. What? Did you? Her eyes turned big. Yes, and I'm not innocent anymore. He slid his hand to the back of her neck and closed the distance between them, and their position was making the moment steamy. Can I? He asked, looking at her plump lips, and seeing her nodding, he desperately pressed his lips against her. The kiss lasted for 5 minutes as their lungs gave up and they looked into each other's eyes. I'm desperately in love with you, Ryan. So do I. And again their lips connected with the desperation.